Hello everyone, it's Tammy Pally, aka the Crafty Princess and Doll Collector, and in this video I'm going to briefly discuss a book I purchased back in August, and yeah, I just hadn't done a video about it yet. It's kind of a review slash just my personal opinion because it's in Japanese. So I really can't necessarily read this and tell you anything really specific about it. It's a Dolly Dolly book, and if you are interested in this or other books in this series, if you go to Amazon and search for Dolly Dolly books, you'll see these popping up. And basically these are sewing books for making doll clothes, and they're Japanese. Okay, so like Japanese I said, books. I got mine through Amazon. I think I purchased it for around $20 or so, and I believe that included shipping. My last time I looked it up, they range anywhere from $16 to low 20s for this book and similar books. And yeah, the book is a how to sew book, and it's got adorable clothes. Let me show you a little bit. Let's see there. For not just Blythe dolls, but for, as you can see, smaller dolls and larger dolls as well. I'm going to take the cover off of this just because it's easier to work with. But you can see, it's even if you're, not a massive seamstress, or you just appreciate a pretty book, which is one of the reasons why I got it too. I do aspire to maybe make some stuff, but it is just a beautiful book. So let me just put, that's a big plus. Inside, lots of photographs. So yeah, the minus on the photographs are that they're kind of small. I wish they were larger. They're probably, I would say, maybe 2.5 by 2.5 inches. So yeah, so it makes it, if you're using it, and obviously this is in Japanese, so unless you can read Japanese, the written instructions will not be too helpful. So you really need the photographs to see what they're telling you to do. So because of that and the size, it's especially for tired, old, nearsighted eyes like mine, a little daunting when I look at that. It does have patterns that are stuck in the back here that you can pull out and cut. So my opinion is that if you are a seasoned seamstress, and then you would probably not have a problem with using this book at all. You would not need to know Japanese in order to use the patterns in here successfully. If you are a newbie, I would hesitate to suggest using this book because, yeah, you need to know some basics of sewing. So I say that, and then I think of YouTubers out there like Denali Wind, who whipped together some adorable clothing and supposedly had zero sewing experience. And so, yeah, what can you say? I guess I would say if you're a intrepid, adventurous type, then yeah, maybe you could still use something like this and make doll clothes. Myself, I am a very rusty seamstress. I was a prolific sewer in probably, I don't know how many years ago. I don't want to say. Over 10 years ago. When back in the day when it used to be more economical to make your clothes. But actually one of the reasons why I did stop sewing was because I wanted clothing that was just nicer, and it would get more expensive. So, by the time I would spend money on, the fabric and the pattern and the notions and everything, I would easily rack up $50 like right away, and clothes were starting to be less expensive back then, so it didn't make a lot of sense to me. And I liked sewing, but I have to say it wasn't something like crochet or jewelry making or that kind of thing that I really just love to do. Sewing is hard, you have to be very meticulous. So yeah, so I would say if you're rusty, you probably could still use this book, but because some of the things that they have you do, like, okay, for example, that little tote bag there, I think that would be a really good beginner project. It's a lot of straight lines. Her jacket that she's wearing, I wouldn't say that's a beginner project. The shorts don't look too difficult. So if you've made basic clothing before, then you, like, for example, here's this little adorable dress. There's gathers up here. If you remember how to gather, where you do the stitching and you kind of do a loose stitching and then you pull on it to make the gathers, then you would probably be able to, figure out how to make this dress. But like anything, if it's tiny like this, just because it's small doesn't mean it's easy. If these were bigger pictures, I would be much more in love with this book. But otherwise, it is pretty darn cute. They have little pictures there of the dolls. So yeah, I would recommend it for anyone who A, wants to sew Blythe clothes or other doll clothes that are in here, and has sewing experience. B, for anyone who just likes a really pretty crafting book. And C, for anyone who is maybe a noob, wants to sew, but is willing to really get down and just try something, even though it may be difficult. So yeah, that is my take on my only Dolly Dolly book so far. I don't know, I might buy some more, but I picked this particular one. Here's the cover again. I picked this particular one, and there's lots of them. I don't even know how many, but I probably easily saw half a dozen or more similar books like this. But I like the clothing in this one the most, so that's why I purchased it. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please make sure you're subscribed. And if you have any comments about this book or other Dolly Dolly books, or even just making clothes for dolls, feel free to post your comments below. Have a wonderful Dolly Day. Thanks for watching.